going live with them. There we go, we're live. Good, thank you. Good evening and welcome to a meeting of the Oxford Town Council for, if you want to know the date, January the 17th, 2023. Where again, we have a couple of announcements. Snow removal. I'd like to remind everybody that during the winter season, there's no overnight parking on the streets. It makes snow removal very, very difficult. So keep your vehicles off the street, especially up during a snowstorm. Be much appreciated by town staff. There's a meeting on Thursday night at 6 here at Town Hall. That's the Accessibility Committee. Thursday at 4:30, same place. There's a PrAC meeting here. Recreation Commission will be meeting next Thursday, January 26th at 6 o'clock. Policing Review meets January 30th at 6 o'clock here at the Town Hall. Just a word out, the town's applied for 4 summer students, so watch the flyers, whatever we send out, we'll be looking for employees, hopefully, if we get those grants. The Town Hall will be closed on Thursday from 10 to 1 for a training session. It will open up at 1 o'clock. And that's all the meetings I have. I'd like to call this meeting to order. You've all got a copy of the agenda. I'm looking for a motion for approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Councilor McNutt, second by Councilor McDonald. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. New business. First up, oath of office for Fire Chief Bruce Rushton. Bruce, you've got the slip in front of you, I think.
Yes.
Would you like to read that, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
I, Bruce Rushton, solemnly affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty King Charles III, his heirs and successors according to law, and that I am duly qualified as required by law for the office of the Fire Ward, Fire Chief of the Town of Oxford, and that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially execute the duties of the office to which I have been elected to the best of my knowledge and ability, and that I have not received, nor will I receive, any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of any partiality or other undue execution of the duties of my office.
Thank you. Would you sign that, please?
Yeah.
You put that in a file stand. Thank you, Bruce.
Congratulations.
Yeah. You can go if you want. You don't have to stay for the whole thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have to go back to 3.1.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, I jumped a step there. We have to go back. I'm looking for someone to approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
So approved.
Okay,
Second.
okay, and declare them approved. Now we will move on to 4.2, special election. I'll call on Linda, please.
Okay. So with our special election, we want to announce we have a date we'd like to put forward for council to consider. Following the Municipal Elections Act, the special election shall be on a Saturday, not more than 11 weeks at which the day was named. And so today's the day that we're naming the special election. So 11 weeks from now will be April 1st of 2023. April Fools, yes. So we're looking for a motion to consider that as a date for our special election. But I also want to note, if we fall with that date, our nomination day for the special election, it shall be the 4th Tuesday preceding the ordinary polling day, which will be March 7th of 2023, to get all the candidate papers in. So just to put that out there as well.
So that is a closing date for for nominations?
That's the closing date for nominations. Nominations will start as early as February 24th for getting candidate papers.
Okay, thank you very much. So moved by Councilor McDonald, we have a seconder?
Second that.
Second by Councilor McDonald, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, Linda. Next up, recommendation from Police Advisory Board. Linda, calling on you for this, I guess?
Thank you, Your Worship. Okay. So in the package, we attached a draft copy of our Police Advisory Board minutes that we had recently. These are not approved minutes, but there was a motion that was passed as a recommendation to council to consider. So due to this crosswalk here on the corner of Water Street and Lower Main Street, we've had incident reports come in by various people, not just one person. They've been filled out, license plates on some of them have been recorded. The RCMP are following up on these incidents where people are driving through the crosswalk, especially during school hours. We're having an issue on mornings and after schools especially. So following that, the RCMP are following up on the status of the reports, but that being said, it would be helpful if we can consider a flashing red lights on all our stop signs, or a tall one up there in the middle of the intersection, a red flashing light. So it was moved by Myra Timon and seconded by Mike Masters to recommend to council, based on recorded and reported incident reports, to install flashing red lights at the intersection of Water Street and Main Street. So this may be something that council may want to consider at budget time as well.
Right.
This budget item.
This has been discussed before, but never been actioned upon.
There once was a
Flash
flash
light.
light,
No flashing light used to be there.
Used to hang there for years at home.
and that's the responsibility of the town and not Department of Highways. It's,
It is now.
No, it's been offloaded to us.
right.
So,
So is this while the crossing guard is here, is that what they're saying, or this is when
There's
you're
been
not?
other incidents without the crossing guard here that we have in there as well, but also with the crossing guard here as well.
Because I just don't
She's
see how a
fluorescent.
red flashing light is going to help when there's a human with a sign.
Mhm.
What more, what I think needs to happen is, dock fees or fines or whatever need to be doled out. And once that goes around, that there's actually, 5 people that have been fined, I think that you'll see it slow down a little.
So, and I walked across and didn't notice, but are the sidewalks painted properly?
They're fading right now.
They're
Yeah,
fading.
yeah. This time.
but this has been an ongoing problem for years.
Yes,
People
yeah.
coasting through that,
Yeah,
and nothing's ever been done about it.
We did a data study with the Police Advisory Board, and just the amount of just going right through was, and especially during on shift and off shift during coming on and going for work, so, yeah.
Yes, because I was part of that, looking at the window.
Yes.
Seeing the shop, and did,
Yes.
you'd be amazed if people drove through.
Mhm.
that know there's a stop sign.
There
Oh,
are
yeah.
a lot of locals. Yeah.
Speaking on the lights, I can tell you right now, the ones that overhead, quite a few years ago, when I was still with the town, I priced it. You're talking thousands and thousands of dollars. And if I remember correctly, just a light to put over top of the stop sign that is run by solar, if I remember right, it's like $4,000 or $5,000 just for one of them small lights. So,
What about one of the signs that tell you the speed, like they have in Spring Hill before the?
We're looking at that. The county actually just purchased one. They're doing a study in Spring Hill, and they just purchased themselves one. And they're getting us the costing for that, just to see, just to entertain us on
That
what that
might
would
be
be.
less, I don't know.
if I may add to it, Linda, at one point, we had a sign twice that big, and I don't know what happened. I guess somebody hit it with a truck or something, and they took it down. So you can get a sign double the size of that one. It says stop.
The stock larger one.
So that might be something to look into too.
Yeah.
Mind you, like Crystal says, people are coming down there, they know they're supposed to stop. It's not just some people are from out of town, and if there happens to be a big truck sitting there, you don't see the stop sign. But there's lots of people that are noticed there.
Yes. It's not just during the cross guard signs, I just want to state that, it is during other times as well. I've witnessed it, other staff have witnessed it, because we come in and out here, so, yeah, no, it's been a concern for years, so.
And it's not just coming down, it's coming up.
It's coming up, it's all angles, yeah.
You've got to be careful when you're coming off of Water Street. If you see a car coming, you can assume that they're gonna stop, because I almost got sideswiped a couple of times. They just come rolling right through.
They will.
And we even have there was a sign down here on the pole that said, "Stop sign."
There's not one down that way, is there? There's one on this side coming down, but.
There used to be one down here right by the end of Little River Road that said, "Stop sign."
I'll
Again.
see
I
if
don't know
there's-
if that's still there or not. You can check on it,
Yeah.
but sometimes that'll help.
Yeah,
So
we have
what
one
is-
this way.
What's the cost for one of those cameras?
CCTV.
You know,
CCTV.
That actually record people going through the side?
You know, that would almost pay for itself, I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Can you,
If we got the fines back, it would almost pay for itself, but
yeah, well, you get the.
But gives them
fines.
reason to follow up, right? They go right to the door and ticket, I
Yeah.
think.
it would be interesting to get some costs for
That's what
either
I'm
the
thinking.
signs
Start
and
charging
also
people.
what a camera costs for that intersection. And when people realize there's a camera there,
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. That's a great idea.
and then they would get fined.
Or if the RCMP. I know one summer there was an RCMP officer stood right around the corner of that building.
Yeah,
And there was a police car sitting down there. And then all of a sudden, everybody realized it.
yeah.
But they realize really fast now.
Yeah.
Because everybody tells.
Whereas if we
And
had-
so there's nothing while they're here.
Facebook.
And they're just gone, not probably all the way back up Main Street, and there they're going through. And
where cameras, 24 hour surveillance.
You know, I think we should be proactive instead of reactive.
Yeah.
You know, and once somebody gets hurt there, it's too late to do something.
I was speaking with the next RCMP officer that actually is a CAO in another municipality, and they're using cameras. And they said it's much better, it's easier, it's hard to, patrolling is the way of the past, and you're using cameras now to
Yeah,
catch
that's a
them.
great idea. I just don't see how a red light's gonna change anything. Everyone knows that the stop signs are up, the camera would certainly.
Can you get us some pricing on
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. So just for direction, so we could look at this for budget time and on some costs?
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
for cameras and
You
everything
know,
else.
down in the States, they have those cameras on the overpasses.
Yep.
And if you're speeding,
It tells you.
you don't even know it.
Right,
You get a thing in the mail that says you've been caught.
Yeah.
Here's your picture.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else to add on that, or should we move on with it?
No, I'm good. We'll get some costs and
Yeah.
do more discussion at budget.
Thank you. Next up, snow and ice management, I'll call on Councilor Jones, you've been working on this.
There's a policy on page 4, actually 13, it's snow and ice management policy. I'd like to make a motion to adapt this for a policy for the town of Oxford, please.
We have a seconder on that,
I can second that.
okay, any discussion? All those in favor of said motion, please say aye. Aye, opposed, contrary minded, motion carried. Okay, next up, winter snow clearing and policing bylaw, first reading, Linda.
Thank you, Your Worship. So that being said, at this same police advisory board meeting we just discussed about, we're talking about our snow removal and how there's some overnight vehicles still remaining parking after we've applied signs on their windshields to ensure that there's no overnight parking, especially during snow events. And those were ignored. So under the Motor Vehicle Act, we do have powers to have them towed away. But the traffic authority recommended that we create a bylaw to assist him to make this happen, to ensure all things are covered. So the purpose of this bylaw is to remove the congestion caused by vehicles during a snow ice event for street maintenance, and also guidance to citizens with removal of snow from private property onto public streets and sidewalks. There's also note that people are shoveling their snow onto the public streets and then not sure when the plow's gonna go next, and now you got a very big bump that could be a hazard. So we're looking at that as well. So this is a bylaw we're looking for first reading. It's in the package, in your council package here, and looking to see if we can have first reading on that.
I would make a motion to have first reading on that, please.
We have a seconder.
I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
Do we not already have something in place that?
We have a policy, but not a bylaw. Yes.
Because I know years ago, I've had people tell me that.
We have the power with the Motor Vehicle Act. We can do it. But with the traffic authority, which is Craig Learning, he's our traffic authority, he recommends as other municipalities have bylaws in place, it gives them more power. So, and it also molds to our town, so.
Okay, we have a
I
motion.
will second Councillor Jones.
Okay, we've got a seconder. Any other questions, discussion? All those in favor of said motion, it says aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Thank you. Next up, third quarter financial report, Ruth Ann Dorfman's reporting. The floor is yours.
1.6.
It'll be a nice long report to look at.
Yes?
Here, 8 pages. So basically, we're on target, which is really good news. And I'll just go through the subtitles. I did put some explanation there for the ones that were a little under or a little over for this, or a lot over or a little under for this time of year. I made 3 columns this time. The first column is the budget that we agreed upon. The second column is actually how much has been posted to date, which should be around 75%, because we're 3/4 of the way through our year. And what I expected for year end, I did adjust, I did some work on the expected year end, especially with electrical, power, gas, the things that were, I didn't know where they'd sit by this time this year when I did the budget last year. So I checked out those GLs quite tightly, just to, and I added some more costs where it needed to be, and took out where I felt we would come in lower at the end of the year. So, you know, of course, we have 3 months left, and you don't know what's gonna happen in those 3 months, so. Last year, we had a lot of equipment breakage between January and March, but anyway, hopefully, it doesn't happen this year. First off, the revenue, that tax revenue there, just keep in mind, that includes our AR. We do have an expense down lower that takes out an allowance for those that haven't paid on time, so when you look at that number, you think, oh gee, I've collected all the taxes. Well, no, that includes everything you put a bill in for. So just keeping that in mind there, that there is an expense down below that covers for the valuation expense. Now, the rest is pretty on board. Where I notice a big difference with revenues is our tax certificates. Again, were much higher and this year than expected, and as well as the D-transfer tax, because we've had more house sales than predicted. I figured it would sort of even off this year, but we've still been fairly busy time. We did receive some more grants from other organizations. You can see that number's much bigger. First year, the only grant that we had really on the go was the $3,000 for recreation. But as the year went through, we had other monies come in particularly for a fence that was built by the minor ball. So any money that we received for that, which happened to be $9,000, another $15,000 will be in there before the end of the year. And minor ball still owes close to $7,000 on the fence for a break-even point for that. But certainly that's why you see that revenue at 29,000 instead of 3,000, because that's where that money's going. You'll see down below where the expense has increased too, so those balance out. With general government expense, if you look at the bottom line for the, I'm hoping to come right on target there, or I guess about 8,000 over. So I guess it's on target. We did have, I did include in the original budget a 2% increase, and it looks like there's gonna be a 4% increase that will be signed off in February, because cost of living, that's what the union has negotiated, so that has put the expense up a little there. Protective services, that should come in as targeted. Oh, the other expense in general government, well, I guess we still be on target, but we are still waiting for an invoice from Glowing Embers, not for the installation, but they had to come in and fix the heat on or two, so hoping to come in under budget with those. And the fire, so the police should be on budget, no problem. There, fire department, I've been back and forth with them about their budget, and they realize where they are at. They are getting close to their budget line there, but they still, have a little bit that they can use just for what they need for the next 3 months, so we should be okay there. Workman's comp went up major this year. It was a big increase. It was not expected. And lights and power was a little more there than I expected. And gas was pretty much on. So emergency management, I'm hoping we come in there. The invoices just aren't in for those yet. They come once a year, so you don't get them. So that's why they're not posted yet. But I expect by the end of the year we'll be sitting where I predicted. Other protective services should be on target. Transportation services, we're getting up there with that, and it's an every time of year for there, because again, you never know what's going to happen with the equipment over the winter time. So we do have less repair in the loader and plow than what we originally predicted. So, but we are to our max with the town and the truck and the van. So, I mean, between the two of them, I think we should still come in on budget on par with those. A little of the repair maintenance money for the loader and plow will be ate up by the town van maybe, but because I know we're having troubles with our truck there, and that needs some repair. But other things, it's looking pretty good. Down small tools and equipment, it's hard to get that beat down. It seems to be the one that all the small things add up. A lot more stuff. And Oxford Building Supplies next to them on that. Just kidding, they don't. But anyway, there's mentioned that to Nick today, and we had a big increase with insurance with OPH Hall, and so that's up there. And same way with the town garage. We had non-expected expense up there that wasn't in the budget for a chimney replacement that had to be done for insurance, so that wasn't in the budget, so that was a little over budget. Now, a lot of other things will be pretty much on par. So the end of the total transportation, I'm hoping for a little lower because we still have a fair amount left in our contingency account.
Right.
So that's a nice little cushion to have there in case things go stir through the winter.
Right.
And if they don't, that's to be used on our capital projects, because we did have like $322,000 for the capital projects that will be taken out of our reserve for, so it'd be nice if we don't have to. Environmental health services, we should be right on, well, we're a little over there, because the power in the sewer was quite a bit more. And Nick did give me, he investigated that, and he said that the heat, let me see. Springy noticed the space heaters at the lagoons and valves were shut off, so he didn't want things to freeze up, and so the heat was put on those. And he's also looking at a way to better monitor the stations so that he knows how much kilowatt hours are being used all the time, because we know quite a few more kilowatt hours are being used, but all the sewer, electrical, yeah. Not sure why, but those were a couple ideas come up with. So, I had to put some more money in the budget there for the sewer power. Because I know by the end of March, it's gonna be, transfer station, gonna be a little over there, and it's just been a lot of different things happening there. The porta potty was more expensive than expected, and just, the pest control thing, we had to replenish those because they all got destroyed, run over, so just, tipping fees should be actually a little in the budget. I don't think that's too much in the budget. So that should be covered there. Total public health and environmental development. I'm predicting we might come a little bit under budget there. Just a couple of thousand, because the medical center, we get a lot of things covered there through COVID. And recreation and arena, I think would be just up a little bit there, and mostly due to increase of gas from the year before at the same date. It sort of went by the same date, and so that, yeah, a little bit of a, and we had these can charges. I thought they might have been paid by the arena last year. They weren't paid at all, so we kind of doubled up on those this year. So. And the insurance went crazy in the arena this year. So, you know, I wasn't expecting that much for that. Fields and libraries, let me see what's going on there. There's, the big bill there was that fencing. So it's compensated by the extra grants on that. So that sort of theater, we pretty much spent what we thought we would there.
The insurance up there
And
too.
the insurance went up, and that's, you see that hike in the bottom line where the expected is more than the budget. Yeah. Insurance just, yeah. So the recreation pretty much should stay on par there. He hasn't, there hasn't been a lot spent in some of those categories, so I left them there because he's got 3 months yet to plan activities, and so we're really in there for it. It's not a lot, but, and of course our fiscal services that will remain the same. So all in all, if come in as I expect, we should have an extra $10,000. Wait and see where that goes.
Good job, Ruth.
Yes.
This doesn't, just to remind everybody, this doesn't include the water operating, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Do I have any questions for Ruth Ann?
I do.
Go ahead.
Why did you say that sewer power was up so much?
Well, Nick didn't know for sure. I mentioned it to him, and we checked the bills against last year's bills at the same time, and the kilowatt hours were up extremely, like I'm saying double and triple. And so he went out and just checked off things. He also, though he did mention about having it heated so that they wouldn't freeze,
Yeah,
that had been turned off last year, so
it's $20,000.
yeah.
Or 19,000 to be exact.
Yeah, no, it started me when I went through this, and I particularly did all the electrical and all the different, like the town hall and everywhere. And yes, it did go up as predicted in every spot. But I had allocated those in budget, I had to.
All the heaters will drive the price up too.
Well, they were up, the heaters were always there.
No, but I'm saying, a faulty heater?
Yeah.
Will drive the price up.
Okay, well,
It
just
costs you
wondering.
10 cents
I mean,
for the cost.
you
And I
say-
don't know if the pumps have something to do with it, not.
Pardon me?
If the pumps have something to do with this too, and.
Well, yes, they take power, They shouldn't, I mean, unless you're using them an awful lot more than you did previous year, the power shouldn't go up that much.
Yeah.
Unless your pump's getting bad, then that could be a sign of one of the pumps getting bad and using more power, so.
So that's something he's on.
Warm,
Warned about it, he's checking and he's trying to figure out what's going on there.
Anybody else have any questions for Ruth Ann? I'd like a motion to accept the report, please. Seconder, moved by Councilman McNutt, seconded by Deputy Mayor McDonald. All those in favor of accepting the report, please say aye. Aye. Motion carried, accepted. Okay, next up, we're going in camera to discuss some things, and so we'll be shutting off the cameras here. We have a motion to go in camera, please.
So,
Moved by Councilor Jones, seconder, seconded by Councilor McNutt. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Move to in camera.
you have to mention the budget for, when that was off, and just ask a question before we go in the camera.